Yeah, sorry about that, guys. The battery ended up dying out on us when we were out there. So instead of traveling back and forth, we decided to come up to my brother's place here to do the rest of the filming. One of the things I want to point out is with this Alicepack, this was a surplus bag. As you can see, under the inspection of our good old puppy here. It came with some stitching already to it. Honestly, I got this thing years and years ago, and I want to say then maybe it was 15 bucks, if that. But it holds up really, really well. I prefer bucket-style bags because you don't have to depend on as much mechanical pieces as you will on some of the other bags where they have the zipper that open on the front. You can tell that they have to back that up with the additional straps that go across it in case that the zippers are to break on you. And for maybe a day hike or something like that, I don't mind using those because they are convenient to open up and get everything in. But as far as real hard use, I think that the bucket style bags are the best ones and the strongest. And another thing is that you have another, once you can empty out all your gear, if you're going out to get whatever, collect firewood, you can put all your firewood within the bucket here and carry it back to the camp. So just a big fan of bucket style backpacks. But just to go over what this is, some of the other things that I have on the outside of the bag is a hurricane whistle. I won't blow it in here because I'd probably kill the dog by accident. These things, for those of you who have used these things are loud. And it's a pea whistle. It's got a pea in it. Real strong whistles. I'm going to go through and do some reviews on some other whistles. If you want to be heard, you want to have one of these. One of the best whistles I've ever used. Again, on the outside, I have the fingerless gloves. These are climbing gloves, actually, which I believe I got at REI probably about 6 years ago, and they protect a good portion of the hand. I'm a fan of fingerless gloves, and the reason being is because they protect my hand, the majority of my hand. As you can see, they go up to the knuckles, yet I'm still able to have that tactile when I'm working with my blades and things or working with other equipment in the camp. So it gives me the ability to use all my senses, yet protect my hands as well. So these are really good. I use the other ones when I'm collecting firewood, digging into piles, things like that. Here I have your regular Army issue canteen with the canteen cup and the cooker, which I won't go into that because most of you guys already know what that is. But on the inside here, actually I'll start with the top. I go through a layering system as to what's really important, which we went through earlier. As a puppy here is sniffing the food cooking area right here. On the top flap right here, I have a journal so I can take notes, or if I'm bored, just to write down what I've seen on my hikes. I have a leather strop right here, which this is just made out of a spare belt and one of those paint stir sticks. And I use the Poor Man's Compound, which is toothpaste, believe it or not. And it works fine. It's great. So I have that. I have an emergency radio. And this is a cheaper one. If you can't tell by the design, this thing's ancient. And what else do I have? I have 2 headlamps on the top, again redundancies. And that's all I have on the top. And inside, just for those of you who don't know, there are actually two sleeves in here. You have the main pocket in here, and then there's a smaller pocket that goes over the top. Again, it's winter time here in North Carolina, which you wouldn't believe it. I mean, I think it's probably about 45, 50 today. So, but I carry warmer fingerless gloves with me as well. pair of binoculars, and these binoculars, again, they're inexpensive. I got these at Bass Pro Shop. They're great pieces of kit, perfect for what I need. They're 10 by 32 foldable ones, and I've had these for many years, and they work great. Another, which is another shelter. It's one of those kind of those plastic bag type shelters out there, but again, redundancies. Personal hygiene kit, which I have a towel, toothbrush, toothpaste, and the all-important toilet paper. Okay, you never leave home without the toilet paper, so I got 2 of those in there. I have some additional sharpening equipment, sharpening stones, additional bits for my Leatherman. And here I have 20-pound test line, fishing line, a small little needle repair kit, sewing kit, and then on the top, because if I'm sitting down relaxing, already have my shelter set up and a fire going, I have my lunch kit, which, you know, whatever you want to throw in there, but this is mine. I got teas and hot chocolate and oatmeal and some Bannock mixture and things like that in there. I also made a makeshift cutting board. I took a larger cutting board and cut it down to fit in here so I can use that as well. And then on the inside, my pack, just down here, I just happen to have my larger knife that's in here. And this is I'm a huge fan of big blades. If you guys have seen my other videos, I do plan on doing some more extensive videos on large blades, particularly on how to use them, how to utilize them. But I always carry a very large knife with me. There are a lot of really great names out there. This one just happens to be a Tops Armageddon, designed by a bladesmith maker by the name of Trace Rinaldi. Really good knife. But I plan on doing some more extensive videos on these, on how to utilize these, because you really have to utilize the entire blade. You can't be afraid of it. But in the future, guys, I'll have those up in hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But I carry this with me. And then I have the maintenance kit for my tools, which I've done a video on that before. One of the things I added on here is I took one of those travel toothbrushes, and you get them at CVS or Walmart or wherever, and that's great for getting into the crevices with your multi-tools, or even right around the handles of your blades or what have you. So this is one of the things that I added onto that kit, into the sharpening kit. So you take care of your tools, they take care of you. Again, I have an additional sharpening kit, the Smith's Diamond Sharpening Kit, which you have your fine and your coarse. I'm very particular about having very sharp blades in the field. Some additional twine. I like using this for tie downs because they're easy to see when you're out there with your tarp, as opposed to using your bank line or your paracord, just so that you can see it, so it's visual. If you're using bank line or your paracord, or you prefer to use those, and you happen to have something that has some color to it, just wrap around that color onto those guidelines so that you can see them. I don't consider myself to be a very clumsy person, but I have had my fair share of tripping on those guidelines because you're just not paying attention. You might be tired, what have you. So I like having those, not just for me, but people who are with me as well, to see these. They kind of blend into the environment. And I have a pure water filter. Let's see what else we got in here. This is my primary blade, which is an SE6. Yeah, the SE6. Have some aluminum stakes. I'm going to be replacing these with steel. For right now, these are fine, but I'm sure a lot of you have used these things. These things are absolute crap. They just suck, and I can't stand using these, so I'm going to end up investing in getting some steel stakes. So if you want to get regular stakes, put in the extra couple bucks, get some steel ones, because these things are just absolute crap. But that's what I have right now, and that's what I got to work with. Here I went through and found an old sterno stove, which isn't a necessity. This is a luxury piece, but it doesn't weigh that much at all. So I figured I'd just kind of fold it up. And the sternos, you can carry the sterno cans with these. I don't. I just carry it so that I'll have something to contain that fire. Just build a fire in there and put the pot and pan on top. Yeah, it's a little on the clunky side, but it's real lightweight, and it's packable. It packs fairly flat, so I'll utilize that. Last but not least, on the very bottom, maybe that's not the very bottom. The last items that I have in here on the bottom, I have an emergency kit, which I'm going to go through after this. I have a Gerber saw, which works fine for me right now. The locking mechanism, it is a bit of a flimsy saw, but it works okay for me. I think in the future I'll definitely upgrade to something else. And then we have the tool that I did another video on, which is a tool that I think is utilized in most cases, but is somewhat underrated, which is a collapsible shovel. Digging your fire pits, digging for worms, whatever the heck it is that you want to do. I think that, hammering down stakes, I think a good collapsible shovel is really good. I think a system like this is better than one of the little handles because it does have some weight behind it. You can get a little more leverage with these smaller collapsible shovels. So this is what I have when I head out on hikes on the weekend. Got a little bit of food with me. I guess you could consider that this is pretty much a 72-hour pack. Definitely have enough food to help me out when I'm out there to snack on. But one of the things I encourage people to do is that when you're heading out during the week, because I know that we all live very busy lives, and you're able to get out there, I'm kind of made a New Year's resolution where I'm going to try to start getting a little more exercise. And going out and hiking on the weekends, going a few miles or what have you on the weekends, go with your gear, go with the stuff that you'd be bringing with you. Even if you're not setting up camp, practice and go through getting your gear out, getting your gear in, doing little chores out there, just building a little fire, what have you. Get used to that weight, get used to how this thing is riding on your back. All your gear, you should practice all of it before you head out on an extended trip, or God forbid you need to head out for an emergency. So and it's good exercise. So I think this pack in total, with the steel frame system here, I'm going to guesstimate it's probably about maybe between 40 to 50 pounds about there, which for me isn't that bad. The way that I judge it is that if I can't carry it, I can't carry it. If I can't carry it, then I can. I don't really get down to the nitty-gritty as far as how much everything's weighing. But make sure that you don't carry so much that you're going to hurt yourself in the process. But this is pretty much what I carry. So, well, I want to thank all you guys for listening and subscribing. I just want to share with you pretty much what I carry with me, and also show you a bit about that fairly inexpensive attaché, the waterproof attaché, as they call it. So I'm going to leave you guys on that one, and in the next video I'm going to go through a detail shot as far as the last ditch kit, or the holy crap I'm in trouble if I have to use this kit. So I'll be right back with that. Till next time guys, Modern Caveman out.